A father noticed that his daughter's grave was green. He installed a camera, and the footage recorded by the camera shocked him. 3 years after his daughter Anna's death, her father Smith still often visited her at the cemetery. One afternoon, the father, carrying a bunch of flowers, went to visit his daughter's cemetery as usual, but the scene before him shocked him greatly. To his surprise, his daughter's cemetery was covered with green grass and neatly trimmed. He glanced at the other graves. It was found that all the other graves were desolate, except for her daughter's grave, which stood out conspicuously. It was impossible for such a situation to occur in this season and with such bad weather. Father was very curious. So the father, with his own doubts, went to find the cemetery keeper and asked him what had happened. The keeper was not clear and swore that no one had ever given special treatment to personal cemeteries. After returning home in order to figure out the reason, his father bought a surveillance camera online, hoping to obtain the truth through the surveillance footage. The next day, he installed the camera he bought on a tree not far from his daughter's grave, and then went home. But for several consecutive days, the surveillance footage still didn't capture anything unusual. Just when he was feeling very puzzled, one day something shocking happened in the surveillance footage. Surveillance footage shows that on one morning, a group of children walked towards their daughter's grave. They looked very thin and wore old clothes. One of the children was holding a bottle of water in one hand and a bag in the other. They came to their daughter's grave. None of them smiled but looked very serious. They slowly squatted down. One child began to water the green grass, while the others took out small tools and very carefully began to trim the edges of the green grass. They carefully cleaned the cemetery as if they were doing something special. Smith sat in silence, stunned. These children have nothing, but they are taking care of their daughter's grave. They even do better than the workers. The next day, Smith went to the cemetery early. He sat down on the bench beside the cemetery. After a while, the group of children came into his view. He looked at the children. When the children saw Smith, they also stopped. From their eyes, it could be seen that they seemed a little scared. Smith stood up and walked slowly towards the children, giving them a kind smile. Smith greeted the children, but they didn't respond at all. Then Smith explained that this green cemetery was that of her daughter Anna, and asked them why they took such good care of their daughter's grave. Then a girl came out of the crowd. She looked very thin and replied, "We know Anna. She gave us a lot of food and clothes. She brought us textbooks and taught us to read. We also learned a lot of knowledge." At this moment, Smith, who heard these words, had tears in his eyes. He clearly knew that Anna was a very kind child, but he didn't know that Anna had done such a thing. She had helped these children without telling anyone. That night, Smith lay in bed all night, unable to sleep. The beauty his daughter had brought him kept flashing through his mind. He wanted to do something to make his daughter's memory last forever. A few weeks later, Smith rented the abandoned warehouse not far away and thoughtfully transformed it to be more suitable for children. He turned this warehouse into a storage place and named it after Anna. He provided accommodation for these homeless children and brought them delicious food, clean clothes, as well as some courses and books. In the following days, Smith would go there every day. He cooked for the children and taught them to read. The children were also very happy to share their stories with him, and his relationship with the children became more harmonious. As time went by, the team at the storage center grew larger and larger, and so did the love inside. Smith turned his own pain into a goal, helping these children to make him feel as if Anna were right beside him. Anna's kindness did not disappear with her death. Instead, it continued in another way.